Hey, church family, I hope you're having a great day and are excited to be part of our last gathering for our community groups this spring 2025. Thank you for participating in this ministry. I hope it's been encouraging to you. It certainly has been encouraging to me. A few weeks ago on a Sunday morning, we studied John chapter 13, verses 1 through 20. Now, we studied that text in preparation for observance of the Lord's Supper. And in that text is where we see Jesus washing the feet of his disciples. And he taught them a very important lesson. He said, in that time, that you call me teacher and Lord, and you are right to do so, because he is both. He then told them that if he, their teacher and Lord, was willing and able to serve them in the most menial of tasks, then they should be willing to serve one another in the same ways. Now, we know this statement to be true about service, that we all should be willing to serve, that none of us are above any task. But consider how often it is that perhaps we actually balk at the idea of serving someone, or take a step back about doing a task that we may feel is actually just a little bit below us. I think we really see that desire to push back against an opportunity to serve when someone else has the audacity to ask us to do it. Now, service is a very special activity for Christians. It's actually one of those unique activities which is both supernaturally gifted and humbly learned. We say that it's supernaturally gifted because service is listed as a spiritual gift in Romans chapter 12, verse 7. We say that it is humbly learned because every follower of Jesus is called to serve just as he has served us. In fact, in Matthew chapter 20, verse 28, Jesus says, "The Son of Man came not to be served, but to serve, and to give his life as a ransom for many." For our final community group of spring 2025, we want to provide some opportunities for you to serve as a community group. Now, these service projects will be fairly simple, but the opportunity for blessings are unlimited. Most of our groups are going to be asked to serve as greeters on Easter Sunday, and I'll explain a little bit more about that in a moment. One of our groups, however, will be serving at the Lake Fork Baptist Church Cemetery. We've designed this service opportunity to allow some of our families with young children the opportunity to learn to grow together. Learn to serve together. Now, consider with me the lessons and the opportunities that can come from each of these service opportunities. For those serving at the cemetery, this is something we've done a few years ago, and you'll see a few pictures of this up on the screen. But one thing about serving together as a family, and one thing about kids specifically, is that kids love to serve. Kids love to serve. We see this to be true in yard work when they're young. We see this to be true in the kitchen or in preschool ministries or the school office, really everywhere. Anywhere there's a young child, there is a desire to serve and a love to serve. Kids love to serve not only because they don't think they're too good to do any one task, but because they want to be part of something which matters. Kids want to serve because they see their parents or other authority figures performing certain tasks of value. Now, we're not going to be asking too much of our families as they serve at the cemetery. They'll primarily be raking leaves and picking up sticks, but this act of service is going to bless multiple groups of people. For instance, this act of service will bless the family as they serve together. It'll be an opportunity to do something meaningful, do something of value together. This act of service will bless the families of those who have family members and friends interred at the cemetery. But also, this act of service will bless the group from Lake Fork Baptist Church who takes care of the grants. Now, the rest of our community groups are going to be asked to serve as greeters on Easter Sunday. One of the most important aspects of a Sunday morning gathering is having people who will warmly welcome all who enter our facilities. Fortunately, we have that regularly, but Easter Sunday provides a fresh opportunity for greeters to serve. Last year, we had 762 people join us for worship on Easter Sunday. That's not even counting the people who joined us for the Sun Has Risen service at the lake. What a great way to be able to serve. While we have no idea how many people will join us for worship this year, we are praying that God will bring people to hear the gospel who may not usually attend a worship service. Community groups, you can help us by being readily available to welcome and to celebrate every person who walks through our doors. Now, lest you think, greeter, I don't want to do that. That job doesn't really provide a service at all. Consider what the psalmist says in Psalm 84, verse 10. He says, "For a day in your courts is better than 1,000 elsewhere. I would rather be a doorkeeper in the house of my God than dwell in the tents of wickedness." To be in the presence of God, surrounded by the people of God, engaging those who are precious to God is a pretty special place to be. The truth is, pastorally speaking, that Easter Sunday is crazy. It's just bonkers because the schedule is different. Family members often come in to visit. We have a lot of visitors. Just everything is different than it normally is. Your act of service, your act of being willing to be present will bless many. First of all, it will bless God, for you'll be offering Christian hospitality in His name. Secondly, it will bless your church family as you not just provide a way to serve and take the load off of us, but also where you greet and where you smile and where you celebrate one another. Your act of service will also bless every person with whom you share a smile. And let me give you this word too. You may even have the chance to share the gospel with someone or the opportunity to pray with someone. Personally, I love holding doors. I love being able to greet people as they walk in, being able to celebrate the fact that they're here and just help them feel welcome. And that's what we are asking you to do, is help us to bless others. So again, thank you for participating in the community group ministry at Lake Fork Baptist Church. We are so blessed to be part of a local church who celebrates the Word and values fellowship. I also want to say a special word of thanks to the good Dr. Bartlett for all of his leadership in the community group ministry. He has served with skill and passion to help this ministry succeed. Thank you, Brother Tracy, and I pray that you are encouraged and blessed as you see the fruits of your labor.